All right, welcome back. Now let's continue this discussion. I'm now being joined in the program from Abuja by Dr. Ibrahim Dauda, who is the CEO of PVG Consulting Firm, which is a management consulting firm based in Abuja. That's Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory. Doc, thank you very much for joining us on the program. You can, of course, see that things are really heating up now, politically speaking, in the country. Not a surprise at all that we're now beginning to see, those who are interested in contesting the presidency for next year come out. How do you expect things to unfold? I mean, especially after the declaration by the APC national leader, the former governor of Lagos State, Bola Tinubu.
Well, thank you very much, and good evening. Like you rightly said, usually every 4 years, when the nation is transiting from one democratic process to another, there's usually processes like this. The pronouncements or declaration of interest have already started by notable figures such as His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu and others that have already declared their interest to run. I expect that to go on. Others will continue declaring their interest in days to come, because we have a period between now and March, which is for consultation, networking, and structure formation, which is a normal political process for any intending aspirant who wishes to run for any office.
You look at both parties, both APC and PDP. You think we're likely to have a very crowded field of presidential aspirants?
Well, it's most likely, from the lineup already, from the lineup we are seeing already, is most likely happening. And there's going to be a build-up of aspirants from both sides.
Now, I spoke to a guest earlier, and I would want you to react to this. I mean, we did talk about the likelihood of the vice president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, declaring his interest. Truth is that his supporters are asking him to declare. And, of course, now that the former governor has declared, and the former governor of Lagos State, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is considered like the political godfather of the vice president, you think the declaration of the former governor now of Lagos State might probably, box in the vice president, so to speak, and because some people are saying like the last guest I spoke to said, he shouldn't declare at all, that he shouldn't run, that this might just not be his time, he should wait.
Well, you see, it is a democratic process, and Nigeria practices democracy among other committee of nations globally. So every Nigerian who is qualified by the standards set out by the Electoral Act is free to express his or her interest to run for any office, elective office in the country. And I think the two leaders have a very good and cordial relationship. It is not a war. It is democracy. And I feel each and every one has the right to declare their interest in order to, run for the office of the president.
But politically speaking, do you think that will be very tidy? And of course, you're right to say it's not a war, but we also know how, dirty politics can be sometimes, especially when there's a contestation. And in this case, there's obviously a contestation. There would have to be a contest for the ticket of the party, whether or not we like it. And at some point, whether or not we like it, we've seen this kind of thing, even in developed countries like the United States, where politicians who are very good friends tend to get, they tend to get very dirty and attack each other, so to speak. And I'm just wondering, a situation where you have Bola Ahmed Tinubu on one side and the vice president on another side struggling over the ticket of the party. I mean, truth is that whether we like it or not, it could lead to a strained relationship.
Well, in a way you're right, but I don't see it that way at all. Because I believe both leaders are matured, exposed enough, and they are all well experienced to know to manage the situation with diligence, caution, and a very high level of maturity. So I don't think there's going to be an issue between them. At the supporters level, there might be, but I believe the leaders will call everyone's attention and tell them, that this is a contest, which at the end of the day, and don't forget, one of the three roles the party is going to play is, first of all, the consensus issue, which is to bring the aspirants together, look at certain criteria, parameters, and how it affects the party and the general election in general, and then try to appeal to aspirants to work together. The objective is for the party to win the election and to field a candidate that will be seen or who will lead the party to towards winning the general election. So there are a lot of agitations and fears, but like I said, I don't see it that way. I believe both leaders have that level of maturity to manage the situation properly.
From the way things are playing out, it appears that the race, especially in the APC now, is gradually being narrowed down to, well, the former governor of Lagos State and the vice president. Do you think that is the case? Of course, there's no doubt at all that at the end of the day, we would see, of course, the chief whip of the Senate has indicated interest, and there's a likelihood that we will see more people indicate interest. But the way the discussions are going now, it's like everything is narrowing down to a contest between these two individuals.
Well, the expression of interest by His Excellency, like I said, triggered a lot of discourse, probably because of his position in the party, because of his position in the country. Naturally, you expect that to happen. Now, narrowing down to the two of them, for now, the issue is going to be around them. But other aspirants are going to declare. And when the numbers keeps on rising, it is not going to be about two of them anymore. It's going to be about the generality of the aspirants in the party. So it's going to be about the generality of the aspirants in the party.
So the
discussion will be expanded as time goes on when more people join the race.
Okay. And you look at you look at the PDP itself as we speak today. There's no clear-cut aspirant, so to speak. I mean, some of course have actually declared. How do you see things playing out there?
Well, like I said initially in the opening of the program, you see, these are normal trends in politics, especially when we are facing new, regime change process. That is a transition from one administration to another, or a cycle of election. It's normal. There's going to be turbulence within the political parties. There's going to be arguments, but at the end of the day, the dust will settle and everything will take shape. Of course, it's not going to be an easy ride.
Dr. Ibrahim Dauda, CEO of PVG Consulting Firm, thank you very much for joining us on the program and for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, sir. Well, that's how much we can take on the program this week. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.